What's up, everybody? Today I have a review for the Kanger horizontal coil cartomizers. When you get them, they come in a box that looks like this. Inside there's a blister pack that looks like this. They look similar to the Boge. These are the 510 type. So I have one here. Let me take a hit and then I'll tell you a little bit about it. They're 2 ohm. As you can see, they produce tremendous vapor. The throat hit is good. It's a warmer vape, and it possibly could be because of the build. With a Boge cartomizer, you have the tube going up and down with one vertical coil in it. With these Kangers, there's the tube with the filler around just like on a Boge, except the difference is, oh boy, yeah, you can't see that. The difference is the coil, there's one horizontal coil at the bottom that's going across. So blocking the hole at the bottom, there's one coil across with a wick in it. Now because of that, the draw is much tighter than a Boge carto. A couple differences, one is the tops. The top on the Kanger is more like a CE2 top than the Boge tops. Who cares? Now, production, it effing vapes like a freight train. Awesome vapor, hot vapor, tons of vapor, a tighter draw because, like I said, you have the coil and wick blocking the hole at the bottom, so there is a tighter draw. So, with all that being said, they have a funky taste. Like, you know how they say they're the filler taste? Well, this has like a weird filler taste. Let me take a minute. You know, I really hate that taste. Like, it really blocks the flavor of your juice for the first few fills. After you fill it a bunch of times, it starts to improve, so it's not as bad. But you have to deal with that funky taste through the first 4 or 5 fills on your carto. I don't know what it is. I'm not even sure that I can describe it. It's just an off taste. It's a weird, like, not chemical, but just, it's something that's blocking the flavor of the juice. And I know it ain't just me because other people have reviewed it and said the same thing. There's just a weird taste, and it's really disappointing just because if it wasn't for that taste, these things would be a 10. A hot vape, great vapor production, great throat hit, just a great carto. It fits a mill of juice, and I measured it out and got a little bit more into these than I did into my Boge 2 ohm cartos. And the reason for that is if you take these apart and pull the filler out, there's less filler in these than the Boge, so they soak up easier and seem to soak up better than the Boges do. So I think that's why I got a little bit more juice in there. It's just that taste that is completely off-putting. And then, like, on the Boges, you get that, you know, snap, crackle, pop sound that we all know from our cartomizers. I don't know if you hear that, but it's much different. It's like it's a flat, like, just sound. There's no crackling, popping, and all that like you have on the Boge 2 ohms. Overall, it's a great producing cartomizer. And I bought a lot of them because everybody was raving about them. I almost wish I hadn't bought as many as I did. I bought like 4 or 5 boxes. And that flavor just, unless you have a strong flavored juice, like I have Peppermint Icecream. When I put that in here, it doesn't bother me so much because the mentholy peppermint flavor kind of covers that stank taste that the Kanger puts out when you first fire it up. But my other all-day vape, like Gooey Butter Cake, which isn't as strong, you really get that weird taste that the Carto puts out. So it's all preference. Do I recommend trying them? Yes. That flavor doesn't bother everybody, and if it doesn't bother you, it's a stellar Carto. The only downside that I've found is that weird taste. The other thing that I just completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the draw. Right now I have it on my bottom feeder because my connector has a hole in it. But if I put this on my other box mod, which is not a bottom feeder, so it has a sealed connector in there. Hi. So if I put it on my other mod, it's really tight. Now, it's not unusable tight. It's not like I don't want to use it. It's so tight. It's just the tight draw. It's a little bit tighter than a normal 510. It's definitely tighter than the Boge cartos. It's just a tight draw because you have the wick and the coil blocking at the bottom. But it's not terrible. Like it's not like you're dying trying to inhale. It's just a tighter draw. But like I said, produces great. It's a hot vape, a much warmer vape than other cartos. The throat hit is good. The vapor production is huge. It's just that funky flavor that they're putting out that is hard to get over. And like I said, certain juices, it's not a big deal. Like my Peppermint Icecream, that mentholy peppermint flavor kind of blocks it out. But without that, you really get a funky taste that it puts out. It's almost like a burnt taste, but it's not burnt. Like you're not getting... God, it's so hard to explain what it is. It's just a funky taste. So, take it or leave it. That's my 2 cents on it. Would I buy them again? It'll probably take me a long time to get to the stock I have now, but I wouldn't, just because I can get Boge 2 ohms and not have that funky taste. So while these may produce even a little bit better than the Boges, it's just not worth it for me because I'm not able to get a clean vape, like a clean taste and a clean vape. So, I'm sorry, I have my kid here, so I'm like trying to concentrate and I can't. Kanger, 2 ohm, horizontal coil cartos. Take it or leave it, that's my opinion. Produces great, has a funky flavor. So, until next time, this has been a train wreck, and keep on vaping.